Hey, it's Shay. I'm here again, and I guess this is a no holds bar type of video. This is just at a random whim. I just want to give and drop a couple little things that rub me in the wrong way. Since now I see that the world is a stage and we've been all lied to and deceived in a massive way. And the thing that I will be doing on this channel, and that's why I hope that people that are interested in these types of things are on this channel. If you're not, then you might just want to click away. If you're still believing anything mainstream, you might want to click away. Um, I'm not here for said views unless it's going to lead to opening up somebody's eyes to something that may be truth. Um, and it's really not about the numbers for me unless it comes to the numbers of people that is going to be waking up to see that you have been lied to and on the scale, so that you can now start to question everything. So again, excuse me, I am a random thinker. Certain things just come to me and I just want to share them. So instead of worrying about having the channel all perfect and everything all put together, I'm not here to present you with that, because the thing I find is that you may find that you spend a lot of time putting these things together for people that rarely even want to take the time out. That's why I think the people that are here and the people that would like to share information and receive information and start to see things a different kind of way. So this random video was up. I'm not going to mention who put it up or whatever, because I don't want them to think that I'm saying something about them and their content. They're not, I don't believe there's somebody that posts stuff about truth. I actually don't know how it got in my timeline on Facebook, but I'm just going to point something out to you guys real quick, because these type of things make me uncomfortable, because I think sometimes we just think it's all fun and games and laughter, but when you really look at it and you start seeing it, this is why we're a part of the problem, and this is why we're going to lead ourselves to demise, because we are watching and following and filling our minds up with garbage, with people that do not have your interest in mind at all whatsoever, and to bring out the truths that even lie behind the screens in Hollywood. Now, you can take it how you want. I already know how I think, and this is why I don't agree with any of this type of stuff. But um, I, it's almost like I'm like the fun sucker in my family, because I'm always pointing things out. Some people agree, and some people disagree, but I'm going to always see it the way I have, because this is what I've been led to see. I might obtain different information, but like I said, we can't say that any of this stuff is fact. These are just things that I'm just saying put up a red flag. So let's just watch this quick clip. And remember, I don't even know when this is from, who, any other thing. This is the first I'm seeing anything about it. But I do know that Aladdin is a children's movie, so we want to go ahead and keep that in mind. If you guys want to look at the dark past of Walt Disney and pedophilia that runs rampant in Hollywood, I'm going to share a clip later on where Brad Pitt said that same thing that the one dude from Chris, or whatever his name is, that one child actor that screams about pedophilia in Hollywood. But Brad Pitt also says it too. He says something along the lines of, people think that Hollywood is about making movies. You're wrong. The same people that run the world run Hollywood, and it runs rampant with pedophilia and such. We'll just go back to that later, but just keep that in mind, that this is a children's movie when you're watching this.
Oh my God. I'm not sure someone should rub that lamp. All right.
Feels like someone already did. Now that will be edited out.
No, it won't.
And that's the thing, maybe not, but we're watching it here anyway. So it just goes beyond the line of being cute to me. and it's just outright disgusting. And it just lets me just look at the industry a whole different way. This is why I don't support any of it at this point in time, unless it's really something that's going to be speaking to me on another level. And then you can see that most of the comments are saying underneath these videos stuff like, oh, I love it. These are my two favorite actors and all these other things. Oh, sense of humor. But when is the sense of humor crossing the lines? Because this is, I just think that if we're talking about a children's movie, this should not be nowhere near in the vicinity of anything promotional that they're doing for the movie. But this is how they slick talk you. This is how they get these kind of things under the radar without you paying attention by thinking it's funny.
And I was just going to say it's been a while since I've seen a lamb, so I don't know. I hear it.
Okay, and people might think that the Smith family is also cute
Hands over
and
your head.
everything.
Hands up.
Let's see, hold on. We're not gonna go there. But this, where are you? No. Where is it? Okay, here it is. I'm sorry, y'all got a messy. People may kind of think, oh, that's harmless. Oh, you're being too harsh. But I've chosen to go against the grain. I've chosen to go against the grain and just keep it that way. Here's a little video. I'm gonna try to just skip through it and stuff, and we can see this is Will Smith with one of his sons or whatever. Let's see. So when people tell me things like, there's no such thing as real relationships in Hollywood, that there's such thing as sex beta kittens, which are these highly paid actresses and entertainers, such as your, we'll just say your highly paid entertainers are actually pawns in the game, where even back from way deep in the so-called Roman days and beyond, that these women were passed around to the highest bidder here and there. This is how the real stuff works in Hollywood, even when it comes to your child stars and the casting couch and all kind of other gross things. And MK Ultra and Project Naomi and Monarch Butterfly. These other things point to something very disturbing that goes on. And people like to stick up for these people and will be ready to fight you like it's their best friend. But at the end of the day, it's because they don't see. So this is why I'm glad that people are out there pointing this out. And of course, there are entities that own these platforms that we're on that can shut us down and try to find and spot out and cancel your videos for speaking about something that they don't like you speaking on. Like, that's the biggest problem in the world, is a negative video about a movie star. But that's what they waste their time looking for, and you can get your channel taken down or whatever. So I'm just saying, we're going to just use keywords such as something ain't right. So let's just go back into this.
New girl.
Komm nicht peinlich. Komm mal her.
Come on.
Jaden.
Something ain't right.
I sense that there's a there's a distance in terms of affection shown between the genders. But have
He tried to kiss me in the
you ever
press
kissed your
box.
son on Thai television before?
You're not looking kiss
Can
my
you kiss your
son.
Thai
Jaden,
on Thai
I
television?
can kiss my son. Jaden, come on.
Now, there's a difference. Now, we all know you know, Will plays these feminine parts and he knows how to really act a certain kind of way and everything. But what I'm trying to tell you is that these are just pawns in the game. There's older people that can buy booty as well. Not older, but more wealthy people. Politicians, people behind the scenes, things like this. They have these families and these parties and these secret societies and all this other stuff that we're not privy to, that they're involved with on the scenes. But I just think that there's something very disturbing about this. I don't know who thinks this cute. I don't think it's cute. I think a lot of times this boy, and you know, he's turned around because he wanted to see it. You know, you see, I started looking at these movie stars a lot differently. And there's a video with this dude, the dude from, you know, that's standing next to him on the stage with Jaden basically sitting on his lap and Will's just looking. And I'm just saying, it's just, I can just see the energy just points me in the wrong direction. People can say what they want. Oh, the main people worried about this or whatever. Say whatever you want. But this has to be brought out for those that can see, to not be afraid to know that you're correct about what you're saying. And something ain't right.
You know, I love him, Ellen. I love him.
And you just remember, this is the same show that he was just on doing promotion for a child's movie with that thing on his crotch, speaking about it like it was some kind of funny joke about an erection or whatever. So, and look, the boy don't want it. He really don't want it. But you just can imagine if these sick people are anything like what I'm reading into, that they act like these ways are done away with, but in all actuality, they go on and sex trafficking rings, all with the. I'm just getting my headache all over again. It's all going on. All you got to do is look. There's more people that have more proof than me that you can look at, and they'll speak more on it. But I'm just here just pointing a couple things out. But that's very uncomfortable to watch.
I'm going to give you
Yeah,
some
no,
older.
I shouldn't have told her.
Yeah. I'm going to give you some ice.
No, he's like, I mean, my baby boy, he's never leaving me ever.
Let's just watch that again.
No, he's like, I mean, my
here.
baby boy, he's never leaving me ever.
And do you see how uncomfortable that was? He kind of thought that he was about to do something else that might be inappropriate, that might be going on behind the scenes. You can get mad if you want. I really don't care. I know what I see. I know what my intuition tells me. And I know this is harming more people than just me. It's harming thousands and millions of people because they're following these people, not knowing subconsciously that they're falling for the okie doke, or they're planting all these things in your mind so you can be okay with it when it comes around. Believe me when I say these people, whether you want to say, people want to say reptilians or whatever they are, I'm not going to subscribe to that. I'm just going to say that I think that this has something to do with androgyny. And I think it does has to do with pedophilia in the ways of the old. And I think that just because they don't show it to you, they're actors. They're there to act. And I think that they use these people on their platforms in order to push certain agendas. And I will just die believing that. I know it now. I've seen it with my own eyes, and I know what I'm seeing. So this, like I said, this is a very uncomfortable thing to watch. But we're gonna just go into another level.
For the Smith kids.
Just want him to feel the affection, you know.
And it's true. I mean, there is a thing where I know you were like, but when
I want to kiss you and just keep a smile. Just keep a smile. Just keep a smile.
And you see these nasty, see, I know that there's more of these things in Hollywood than you think, but you see how excited they all get every time when he's about to do this, and they're smiling and they just, you know, all in for it. But, you know, there's nobody that look uncomfortable with it at all.
Did he
Very
try
weird.
and like kiss you and stuff? I saw you guys on Ellen, and you were like a
That
lot.
happens all the time.
So even on set, he wasn't even trying to.
No,
like,
not on the set he wasn't trying to kiss me, but after the set he'll try to kiss me or anywhere else.
The only intelligent creatures in the universe, especially since we're not. Oh my God, a dream. There you go. Hey, oh, man, what's your problem, bro?
Yeah, you don't like it. Yeah, he don't like it at all. And see, this is why it bothers me, because I have nothing against this person or this being in general. It's just, now look at this agenda that this boy is pushing, and you try to tell me if this was a neighbor, if this was a regular boy in your neighborhood and you saw his dad kissing him in the mouth at the age that he is, and he was walking around with these clothes on, you would say that there is a problem. People can do whatever they want to do. I won't judge you. That's not my place. But I can point things out. And see, that's what us agreeing to all this other stuff is doing. In a minute, you're going to be to the point where you can't even, the people that are heterosexual or see things one way, the original way that we think that things are supposed to be, okay, that create life, those ways are going to be the ways that it's going to be illegal to be that way. And when we're fighting for these rights, we don't understand the underlining, because we just get in our emotions, we get riled up, we want to march, we want to put our fist up in the air about Black Power and all this other stuff, but you're not seeing the underlining, what they're actually planning to really do or take away from you, what's going to actually affect or hit you. And this kind of stuff is the thing that's going to result from a person that's doing those said things that they're doing in Hollywood, that we think that we know, but we have no idea what's going on there. Okay, we're not going to watch this whole thing because I want to show you something else. Let's see. I think they're just playing the whole thing over again. So, on that note, let me see if I can find, wait, let's get out of here. Let me see if I can find, here it is, a couple of images that I brought up to this, and I have a couple more pictures on my phone that I took of like certain areas on this person's body that just don't sit right with me. And we're just going to say, instead of calling it or using harsh terms, I'm just going to just say that something ain't right. So, first of all, I've been looking into, like the anatomy of this when I first found out that this was maybe going on. And this is how I use these things as determining factors. But I don't have time to go through and find everything that I put together, because to tell the truth, it's just not organized at all. So, but we can see, and now there's a hard thing when you start showing these things to people, because they say, no, it's women like that. But you look at people on TV more than you actually look at people. If you just be honest with yourself, you look at these people that's on Instagram, these little Instagram celebrities, and you look at celebrities more than you look at regular people. When you go to the grocery store, you don't see regular people with long necks, like strong necks and stuff like these women, these wall men. You don't see women that have these facial structures and shapes. You don't see women every single day with Adam's apples in their necks. You don't see women with very weird things going on in their crotch area at the beach. You don't see women with, larger rib cage on such a small frame with big giant feet and big hands and a big giant skull. You see this stuff on TV, so you think it's normal. But if you take a look at the people around you on a day-to-day basis, you're not seeing that. Again, we can see that the waist is way down here. It looks more like this male waist, and the chest does too, than it does this female here. I'm just pointing it out and just trying to tell you something ain't right. And a lot of these people in Hollywood, they body shame us real women and stuff like this, because they can look like this for longer. Their body looks good for a longer time, longevity and fitness and all. Real women aren't shaped like that. They got meat on their bones. They don't have all of this here. Some of these people, when it comes to the singers and stuff, I think that they're castratos or castratis. And they've been castrated, and it does something to the vocals, and other things like this. These are things that, like I said, they make it seem like it's things of old, but they've been embedded in the culture. And just like they said back in the day that women couldn't perform on stage, or they couldn't be in plays, and they couldn't. This was before television came along. The same thing is going on. They just have made these men look like women, and they've used surgery and all these other things over the years. And we used to think that when somebody fell out of Hollywood is because they were too old. But then I started wondering, why do the men get to be in there looking all old and nasty with hair coming out their ears and stuff? These older, actors. How come the women is the ones that they pull out or whatever? But no, it's because they might get to a point where certain things do not work with their body anymore, and things start falling apart. They all start falling apart at some point in time. And that's why they come out of Hollywood, not because they're getting old. That's why they get so much plastic surgery. Not because they're not happy with themselves, but yeah, okay, pretty much they may not be happy because they're trying to present themselves as something that they're not. So they make us feel bad when they show women at 60 that look like this, when you ain't even got no business looking like this really at 60. You could look good, but come on now. This is because this is a male physique. That's all it is. So I don't like the fact that they do that and tell us what medicines, and try to talk about breast cancer and stuff when you're not even really a woman for most of these people. So I just want to show you guys the wide shoulders and chest on this woman. A lot of times you'll notice that they have this here and the breast hang really, really low. For some reason, even if they're skinny and fit and the boobs are nice and fit, they still start off way down here. But we're on this picture right now. I just wanted to show you the peaking of the Adam's apple. And again, I'm not going to say what it is, and I ain't going to say what it ain't. I'm just saying. Okay? Come on. Stay still. Okay. Now, this just looked like a look, and she looked maybe like Thai and something else mixed or whatever, some kind of, something going on in her bloodline, because a lot of those women over there, I think they call them lady boys, the transgenders over there, but you really can't tell. You really can't tell. Gorgeous, but you just really can't tell. But the cleft chin or booty chin or whatever you want to call it is something that's more dominant in the male species. And then you have the really big mouth and skull, and then the L-shaped jawline here. Now, I'm not saying women can't be fit. I'm just trying to point something out to you is what I'm trying to do. And then this is a small, tiny woman, but she has a lot of, you can tell the rib cage is really wide and big. Everything is really bulky up here. And I don't give a damn how much weights you lift. At this age, it's hard to keep up with this appearance. How is it that most of these Hollywood stars will tell you that they don't do any exercises or diets and everything, but they can still look like this? This because men do age a little bit differently, and I think because of the hormone mix that they do, I think that it helps. And the only reason why you would be in your feelings about this, I'm just a regular person. I'm just trying to point out some things that I'm thinking ain't right. And like I said, once they get older, you can start telling. That's why, then she went off to her little show that I don't think that many of us really watch, but maybe they do. And look at this skull on this person when it's supposed to be a little tiny person like this. That's not right. Again, the male chest. There's a difference between the anatomy of a male and a female chest, and this is a male's chest. And again, you can see the breasts hang really much lower. And don't tell me how you seen her. There's a such thing as a moon bump. if they can prep somebody to make it look like they really having a baby in a movie, I'm pretty sure they can do the same thing for their main celebrities. So you to hoot and holler and ooh and ah over them and have some kind of gooey emotions for these people because you think you know them and you love them and support them, and they don't do a damn thing for you but take your money. Again, there we go. Very long arms for such a small being. The Adam's apple is in her mom's neck too. You can say that that's something that runs in the family, but I highly doubt it. I'm just saying that something ain't right. Same thing here. Adam's apple right dead in the neck. Once you start seeing these things, you'll start to notice that when they're on certain shows and stuff, there's like a cast of a shadow over that area, or they keep the hair right there, or they make sure that they keep their neck in a certain way, and then they talk kind of a little bit different so that you don't see them. But sometimes you can see the Adam's apple drop on live television or on the things that they're doing. Again, you can tell that something ain't right. I ain't gonna tell you what it is or what it ain't. I'm just telling you that it ain't something ain't right. So I want to thank you guys for watching. A couple of people, since I like to get the information flowing through people, I don't vouch for any of these people 100% in everything that they say and do. I don't take it, if it don't sound right to me, I will not take it and subscribe to it. It has to sound right to me. It doesn't matter who it is. But I can say that Mag on the Run or Mag Bitter Truth has a lot of videos pointing out certain things like this. And again, he doesn't go into too many details, but sometimes all you have to do is see in order for you to start seeing and seeing and seeing on your own. And then there's other people, maybe I'll try to link some in the bottom of the thing that you can look at, transgender, whatever, Hollywood, Illuminati, whatever you want to look at. Yeah. So, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you guys soon.